Hello everyone and welcome to another YouTube video. Today we'll be looking at another character tutorial, and that character will be in fact the French menace that has terrorized Valorant and the dev team for ages now. None other than Chamber himself. Notable Chamber players are a YouTuber called KN Splash. He's currently hanging around Diamond Elo. He might be Ascendant, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't seen many of his videos recently, but he's a small time content creator. I suggest checking him out, as well as Noted and pretty much any other high-level player you can think of. In fact, if I remember correctly, Wardell is pretty partial to Chamber nowadays as well. As always, in the same order, we will be looking at the abilities C, Q, E, X. If you have the binds change or if you have different buttons set up, we will be looking at Chamber's trap, his pistol, his teleporting ability, and last but not least, his ultimate. So, without further ado, let's get started. Chamber's trap has seen quite a few changes in the time it's been in the game, but it's probably still one of the most oppressive tools just because of its versatility. Chamber has a small drone that he can set on the ground very quickly. The pullout time of this ability is unbelievable. Once set down, the drone will cover a specific area. I can't put them on top of each other, but just to show you, it covers quite a wide space. Any enemies within that area will then get seen by the trap. Let me just simulate that right now. I hope it works. Any enemies in that area will then get spotted by the trap. The trap will make an audible sound. Trap, please. The trap will then make an audible sound as it detects enemies and proceed to create a slowing field, very similar to that created when you kill someone with his ultimate. Sadly, I cannot show you how this works. I wish I could. The trap is very strong. Back when Chamber was first added to the game, he used to have 2 of them. Now he's only got the 1, but that does not make the ability any weaker because there's only one way to get around it, and that's to destroy it. Sometimes, if the Chamber has placed the trap incorrectly, it is possible to walk past, but even now, as you can see, even from this angle, from all the way over there, it covers the entire length of this area. The AoE of it is astoundingly large. I personally think it should be nerfed, but, you know, looking at the recent Cypher buffs that are being added to the game, I don't see that happening anytime soon. He has probably one of the best abilities to stop people from lurking and getting behind your team, which is why Chamber is always a priority to take out, because once the Chamber on your team is dead, you're more susceptible to a flank than you've ever been before in your life. He is a super versatile character that can be played on every single map, and as far as it goes, although he is classed as a sentinel, he's more of a controller with no smokes because of how much space he can take up with his ability usage. The only counter I note to Chamber's trap is learning the AoE of the Chamber trap, so knowing how far it is so you can walk around it. This is something you'll just pick up as you play the game more and more. Or destroying the Chamber trap and waiting before you begin your flank to confuse the enemy into thinking you're actually closer than you are. This is a very strong tool because if you inform your team that you've taken out the Chamber trap and they know you're behind them, then that gives you ample time to set up a collapse on the enemy team with your teammates. Moving on, one of the most controversial abilities ever added to the game on this character is in fact his pistol. This isn't as much a Sheriff as it is a Pocket Guardian. It has the same zoom as a Guardian. In fact, I think it's better than a Guardian, don't quote me on that. Chamber's pistol is a one-shot to the head from any range, no matter how far you are. It will always deal 150 or death from a very far range. Let's see, how far can I get to display this? No matter the range distance, it will always be a kill in one shot. One thing to be noted is that it also has a 100% first shot accuracy when you are aiming down sights, and I think the same applies when you're hip firing. It's more accurate than the base Sheriff. It's very difficult to miss with this thing. And it also has a faster hit recovery. So if I whip out the Sheriff and I shoot at the same tempo, you'll see that the Sheriff starts to miss more, but with Chamber's gun you can actually shoot a bit faster and you're more likely to actually hit your shots more often, because the actual spray recovers a little bit faster than the Sheriff. Other thing to note is it's a super high penetration weapon. It goes through the thickest walls in the game, just like an operator shot would, so this is very good to be used in tandem with information gathering characters like Sova or Fade. Anything else? Much like the Sheriff, it takes 3 shots to the body to get a kill, so it's still a pretty decent weapon if you can't hit headshots, although primarily what you want to use it for is trying to get good eco headshot kills on rounds where you don't have a full buy weapon in order to apply pressure for the enemy team. Chamber's next ability, and the ability that brings the entire class together, is his teleport. And to those wondering why I haven't spoken about counters with the Sheriff, the only way to counter a Sheriff is to run and gun. Literally, if the Chamber has a Sheriff out, just buy a Phantom, run and gun the guy. The likelihood of him actually killing you is very low unless he's a very experienced player. So, moving on, Chamber's teleport is one of the best setup tools in the game, and I will actually have, self-promotion, a setup video coming around talking about all of the characters in the game that are currently present that actually require a certain level of setup, such as Cypher, let's see who else, Killjoy, even stuff like Omen, Phoenix. I will cover all the characters, Brimstone, that require a certain setup or a plan before they start the round, and no character does more than Yoru, excuse me, and he's one of my favorite characters in the game, so it'll be a really good video, trust me. But back to Chamber, his teleport allows him to traverse any terrain and gain height should he wish to gain height. There we go. When using the teleport, it goes down on a 25-second cooldown, and it will do that whether you've used it or whether it gets destroyed. I have infinite abilities turned on, so obviously the teleport won't go on cooldown now, but trust me, it is a 25-second cooldown. Chamber's teleport is amazing for 2 reasons. It can be used defensively to great effect, or it can be used aggressively to great effect. If I am attacking this site and I know that there's someone holding this angle, the best thing I can do is, with my gun out, and if it's a pistol round, I can just peek, take a kill, and then teleport away and be completely safe. Even in a situation where I peek, I guess the angle wrong, but I still take a pod shot, even if I don't get the kill, well, now I know who's playing on that site, and I also get away scot-free. It should be noted that there is a TP delay, otherwise it would be unbelievably overpowered, so Chamber can actually die as he is TPing because the game has registered a headshot mid-teleportation. It is very obnoxious when it happens to you. It is quite funny if you do it to the enemy team, because the Chamber will TP, die, and probably let you know how unhappy they are in chat knowing the community. Defensively, Chamber's teleport is unbelievably strong because it allows you to hold aggressive off angles without ever risking yourself. If enemies are pushing site and I have this entire area to worry about, such as, let's say, Breeze. Is it A site or B site? Breeze A site with the 2 pillars in the center. I'm saying the 2 pillars just to make sure I don't get it wrong, by the way. I don't know if it's A site or B site. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But yeah, if you stay out in the open as any other character and you don't kill everyone who attacks you, you will die. But as Chamber, you can stay here as long as you don't get hit, and once you feel like there's a risk of you dying and you're done shooting the enemy team, you just teleport away to safety and regroup with your team to play for the retake. His teleport, I don't think, is being used enough in a proactive manner. Before rounds begin, if elevation will give you an advantage, just use the teleport. It should be noted that if you use it before the round has actually started, it goes on a 3-second cooldown instead of 25 seconds. So if you ever see an Chamber up high before the round starts and he can TP away, it's because his TP has come off cooldown. But not enough people are utilizing this skill. It's so simple to just set up your TP on a high area and then play an off angle that's even harder for you to get killed at because you're up in the sky. And when everyone is aiming at a head level, unless they are terrible at the game, they are not going to be aiming at the sky. However, it should be noted that there are times where people who play up at the top get shot because it's such a common thing for Chamber mains to do. So, as always, remain unpredictable with the way you use your abilities. But, just like before, once you feel like the risk of you dying has increased tremendously, take your shots and then disappear. The teleport is unbelievably annoying to deal with. It is incredibly powerful. It is the best movement tool the safest, not the best, movement tool in the game currently. And it trumps the jet dash. And for everyone thinking that it's probably going to get a delay just like the jet dash, the only reason the jet dash itself got a delay was because of how far it went and how quickly it could be activated. Chamber can only really use it defensively whenever he plays, because he'll never be able to teleport on the site with his TP as much as he'll just be able to teleport away from danger. Is it annoying? Yes. Is it gonna get nerfed? Most likely no. And I don't think it should get nerfed or either. If you want to counter Chamber's teleport, if the Chamber is an absolute idiot and he puts the teleport on the open, just destroy it. Take it out. It takes like 2-3 shots from any gun to break it. It breaks very quickly, and then the Chamber has to either run away or risk dying. Characters that are strong against Chamber are in fact KO. KO is super strong because he can disable most of Chamber's abilities, and if he's on an eco round, well, the Chamber's left with nothing more than a classic to fend for himself. So, you know, much like Jet, he suffers from very similar weaknesses. And using Jet as an example, Jet's ultimate and Chamber's ultimate are very similar in the sense that they require quite a bit of skill to use effectively. Obviously, the operator is a controversial weapon. No one well, a lot of people like using it, but no one likes playing against it because, let's be honest, no one in solo queue is organized enough to deal with an operator. You could try to tell your team how to play against it as many times as you want. They're not going to listen to you. And Chamber's operator is probably the guiltiest one for, you know, winning rounds solo. So, compared to a regular operator, the pullout time for Chamber's op is super fast, as well as the time it takes to aim down sights with Chamber's operator is significantly faster. As you can see, it has a draw time more akin to a marshal than to an operator. Although you have more ammunition with an operator, the operator also deals less damage. So if I go on practice, you can shoot someone in the foot with an operator and they'll survive. However, with Chamber's operator, oh my god, they actually nuffed it that much, Jesus Christ. Okay, so they're a bit more similar than I remember, because you used to be able to shoot people in the feet and they'd die, but now the only benefit of having Chamber's op over an actual operator is the fact that the draw time is unbelievably fast. You can quickscope with this thing. It's literally ludicrous. And that's what the trap would look like if it struck an enemy, by the way. Just, I know, little side rant over here. But yeah, it also has greater penetration than the operator. If I switch to an operator, let's see, I hope I get this. There you go, see, that didn't get a kill, but if you switch the Chambers up and you aim to someone for a wall, that will get a kill. Very straightforward. The operator does risk not getting a kill, but so long as you hit above the legs, Chambers up will always, good god. You know what, you get the point. I'm gonna stop making an idiot of myself. So, obviously, the way you counter Chamber's operator is very similar to the way you counter a regular operator, which is you either have to rush him so that he doesn't have enough time to put another bullet in the chamber before he shoots again, or you smoke him off or use abilities that disable Chamber's operator. The only drawback to that is every ability that counters the op is in fact less effective because Chamber's operator is an operator on steroids. It is extremely useful and can single-handedly turn the tide of a round. It can be, one thing that should be noted that I don't see enough is how aggressive you can play with this. Think about it if you had a marshal that you could just run around with, quick-scoping people, but instead of requiring 2 shots or a headshot, you could just walk around with it and literally kill people in 1 shot. Like, this weapon is so powerful, it should be used aggressively. Even if you, even if you're holding an angle and you've got your teleport set up like this, just take your shot, get the kill, TP away, and don't run, just repeat. You've got so much power just stored in this gun, and people need to make more use of it. So many times I've seen chamber mains whip out their operator, get 1 kill, teleport to an unfortunate location where they can't get more kills and then end up losing it because they either get killed from behind or they just don't have anyone else peeking them. As for when you should use your operator, if you can't buy one, I suggest using it this first round you have it because it's just that strong. If you are somehow just that skilled at the game and you have it by round 3, where in which case if you won the pistol round, forced up the 2nd round, and now you're on your 3rd round where you're either on an eco or you are doing, goddamn, what's the term I'm looking for? A bonus round, then that's when your operator will get the most value. It's usually during the bonus buys or the half buys where your operator is strongest. However, if you feel like you're about to lose the round, then just whip it out and use it because that's how strong it is. Any other tips? I guess remember that with the operator, it is much more important to actually have your crosshair on the enemy than it is to be fast and to kill them as quick as possible. Even if somebody peeks you, they have to stop moving before they can shoot you. So if you get peeked by multiple people, don't panic, get your kill, teleport out. You want to make sure you make the most out of it. Now, I know it's pretty ludicrous to think that, you know, this weapon is high skill, because anyone with half competent aim could probably get 5 kills with this weapon, correct? Well, it's very easy to panic in this game, and I've seen it even in high elo where Chamber, including myself when I play Chamber, will panic, miss a very important shot, and then just get killed. He's just one of those characters where you just need to give the time and effort to learn how to play him correctly. He is also very similar to Reyna because of how high skill his kit is. He does not have any ability that is, in a sense, self-reliant. Besides his teleport and maybe his trap, all of his other abilities rely on the Chamber player being competent. You have to be able to hit headshots to make the most out of Chamber. Otherwise, you're just a sitting duck. You're pretty much useless to your team. So, I'm sorry all Chamber mains, but if your aim sucks, don't play Chamber. You're better off picking someone like Sage or someone like Cypher, especially after the buffs, where the character is just going to be much more self-reliant compared to someone like Chamber, where once your TP is down, once your trap is down, once you're out of bullets on your pistol and out of bullets on your operator, well, you're pretty much shit out of luck. As always, I have been Eventer Black3. Thank you for coming, guys. Make sure to remember to like and subscribe. I really appreciate all the support I'm getting and all the views. They mean a lot to me. It shows me that the content I'm making is actually being enjoyed by people, and it tells me that you guys want more. If you have any recommendations for a character you'd like me to do next, leave it in the comments down below. And as always, have a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.